Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Office Bloke Dan.
Collectively we're the Office Blokes.
Yes, we are.
True factual statement.
Correct.
I've brought it down in energy level for this one.
On a Friday.
Friday.
We went for a weekend.
Last weekend before Christmas.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, suppose it is, really.
Better get shit done then, aren't
It's a weekend and a half, technically, before Christmas, isn't it? Because next Saturday is Christmas Eve, which is before Christmas still.
That's right.
But
Well worked out.
Christmas is Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day.
No,
That's
Christmas is Christmas Day.
Christmas is
I
Christmas
didn't
Day.
say Christmas Day, I said Christmas.
Yeah, well, Christmas is Christmas Day.
What do
Then
you
it's
think
over.
Christmas is? Is Christmas? Let us know in the comment section.
Christmas Eve is just the day before
Oh,
Jesus
Jesus
It's not
Christ.
Christmas.
I
Christmas
agree
Day
with
is
you, Mike.
Christmas.
Yeah, chipper.
Did I emphasise the story?
Right then, we've done a little bit of Popo Medic,
Yeah.
and it makes it's just
Really
great
good.
sort of short documentaries, doesn't it?
Yeah, well put together.
Yeah, music is great. And this is his latest video, how the SAS smoked 6 dudes in London.
Dudes.
Yeah, so it's either...
It's the embassy, the Iranian Embassy, I bet.
Oh, I thought it was like
Got to be, hasn't it?
a bathhouse
Yeah, it could
situation.
be. Could be, yeah.
Which was I think it was it like early 80s or something like that?
I think it was the 80s, yeah, about 80, I'd say about 81.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, 80, 81.
81, yeah.
I think, yeah.
It's pretty... I've seen a few things on it over the years. It's pretty big over here, isn't
I
it?
remember watching it on the news when it happened.
So
Really?
do I.
Yeah.
I'd never seen anything like it
No,
before.
me neither.
Especially being over here in
Yeah.
London. It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
What's that? It was like out of a movie, wasn't it?
It was.
At the time.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that really made the public aware of the SAS, didn't it?
kind
and
of,
what
yeah.
they get up
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even remember what it was all about now, to be
It was a
honest. It's that
hostage
long ago.
situation.
I know. I can't remember why, though. And
They took hostages in the Iranian embassy, didn't
Yeah,
they?
that's
And then
right.
they stormed it and
yeah.
sorted it out.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, let's see what Popo Medic's got to say about it. This is how the SAS smoked 6 dudes in London.
Wednesday, April 30th, 1980. 6 heavily armed gunmen storm an Iranian embassy in London, taking dozens of staff members and visitors hostage, while demanding the release of Kazakhstani prisoners in Iran. The crisis quickly turned into a 6-day siege that gripped the nation. And its sudden conclusion interrupted TV coverage worldwide, as more than 30 masked SAS operators stormed the embassy on live TV, saving the hostages in 17 minutes' time.
I always thought they were Iranians.
What, the SAS?
No. the perpetrators, I never knew they were Kazakhstani.
No,
He didn't
that's,
say they were Kazakhstani.
He did?
No, he didn't, did he?
Well, he
I
said...
thought
he
you said.
did.
I thought you said they stormed when people stormed the Iranian embassy for the release of Kazakhstan
Yeah.
citizens in Iran.
but I presume from that they're probably Kazakhstani.
No. You got all
I'm
kinds
not
of
sure.
fucking-
Yeah, I can't remember if they said
all
that.
kinds
or
of
not, but-
weirdos around the world now. So
Yeah.
could be anything.
In 1979, in wake of the Iranian Revolution, a nationwide uprising erupts in Kazakhstan as thousands of Arabs long oppressed by the Shah of Iran revolt against Iranian security forces to seek their autonomy. But the insurgents were quickly shut down by Iranian security forces, and hundreds of lives were lost on both sides.
It's not like the Iranian authorities to kill people who are protesting.
Hey.
Yeah. I saw the video of the last words of the guy they hung the other
Yeah, I
day.
saw it. Yeah, I saw that. Bad, wasn't it?
It's well out of order.
And this swift crackdown only provoked the initiation of several splinter groups of Arab separatists, such as the Democratic Revolutionary Front for the Liberation of Arbistan. Who's their fucking leader, Zoolander? The DRFLA devised a plan following the playbook of the Iran hostage crisis. Stick up an embassy, hold up some hostages, and state your business. And by March 31st of 1980, using Iraqi passports, 3 members of the DRFLA arrived in London to do just that. They rented a flat, and slowly but surely their numbers began to multiply, even housing over a dozen DRFLA members inside the flat. And speaking of numbers, shameless plug, I really want to start sharing my photography with you guys, and I recommend you guys follow my Instagram account. Or if you want to stay up to date on my upcoming feature film, hint hint, you can do all that on Instagram. Sorry, back to the video. By April 30th, the DRFLA broke the lease of their flat and rendezvoused with a Soviet arms dealer, acquiring hand grenades, submachine guns, and a shit ton of ammo. The heavily armed 6-man team arrived outside the Iranian embassy in London, and 15 minutes later, the team stormed the building, firing their weapons into the air, and immediately overpowered Police Constable Trevor Locke Moments after, he pushed the emergency button on his radio, transmitting a distress signal to the authorities. The leader of the group, Owan Ali Mohammed, rounded up the hostages, consisting predominantly of Iranian nationals, British Embassy employees, BBC journalists, and visitors touring among the gardens. The 26 hostages were briefed by Mohammed that they will soon die unless the Iranian government listens to his demands to release Kazakhstani prisoners. London Metro Police arrived on scene in minutes and secured a perimeter around the embassy. Officers attempted to approach the building, but retreated after a gunman appeared through the window at high ready. Media caught wind of the situation, and soon journalists from all over the country flocked to 19 Princess Gate. In response to the ongoing crisis, ministers of the British government, civil servants, and expert advisors, including military and law enforcement representatives, assembled and discussed a resolution. The meeting was chaired by William Whitelaw, the Home Secretary, as Margaret Thatcher, the Prime Minister at the time, was unavailable. And right away, politics began muddling immediate action. The Iranian government accused the British and American governments of sponsoring the attack as a response of an ongoing siege at a U.S.
It's fucking standard that now, isn't it, with the Iranians? It's fucking anything that happens, he always blames someone else straight off the bat. It's never them, is it?
The regime, you mean?
Yeah.
Because I think the people, not so much, because the people are trying to revolt, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, they are, yeah.
I know a lot of Iranians, and I tell you what, I was with an Iranian yesterday, and you know what, fucking great people.
Yeah.
Absolutely bang on people. I've never met a bad one.
I think a lot of them are quite westernised, aren't they, in Iran?
Yeah, they were.
Sort of that way of thinking, and
it's what happens when any fundamentalist religious organisation runs
when it
a
mixes
country,
with
isn't
like
it?
a modern society. It's it just doesn't end well, does it?
It's just the way the politics takes over, like, and talking about that, and straight away Iran blame fucking everyone else for doing it. It wasn't us. It was your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bang out of
they're
order.
fucking in your embassy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And it does seem like they're Iranians that were doing it.
Yeah,
by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
U.S. Embassy in Tehran, and Thatcher, receiving updates from Whitelaw, determined that British law would be applied to the embassy.
I suppose that's a fair point as well, because it's technically foreign soil, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the protocol wouldn't be that you can just go and sort it out. You've got to establish that it is now under our control.
Yeah, you're right, but people they abuse it.
Oh, absolutely,
Some nations abuse that.
Yeah, without a
Big
doubt.
time.
Yeah.
But I'm sure,
like the ones in the British Embassy in Saudi, you can have a drink.
Are you trying to say you've abused that?
As long as you get to know the people that work there.
Got to know who works there. That's right. You got your pass.
You know a lot of people, don't you?
Yeah.
Inside the embassy, Mohammed issues his demands to negotiators, and if Iran so fails to release the prisoners, the embassy would be blown up by noon the following day. But despite these threats, day one of the siege ended with some hope, as he released his first hostage, a pregnant female. By day two, committee meetings continued, and for the first time direct action was put on the table, and members of the elite Special Air Service training near Hereford were briefed on the situation. Special operators of the 22nd SAS, a Tier 1 unit, responded and staged at a holding facility at Regent's Park's barracks, and began planning a potential op. Meanwhile, back at the embassy, Mohammed orders a BBC hostage to phone his news desk. Mohammed jumps on the line and informs British media that non-Iranian hostages would not be harmed, and to further prove it, another non-Iranian hostage was released by Mohammed. And so far he was a man of his word, leading authorities to ponder what would come by noon. But by the time noon came, there was no detonation, and his bluff had failed, and Mohammed began to backtrack, requesting safe passage out of the UK without arrest, aborting his original plans. By day 3, Mohammed requested ambassadors of Arab nations assist him in his negotiation to flee the UK with safe passage. Meanwhile, the SAS obtained intel from the embassy caretaker, who briefed the teams on the nomenclature, positions, and weaknesses of the reinforced security doors and armored windows. Mock-ups were designed, and contingencies and scenarios were put to the test. And in addition to direct action, the SAS studied and memorized the faces of each gunman by using copies of their passports.
You don't fuck with these guys.
No, you do.
As soon as anyone mentions Hereford, just back down.
Yeah.
Just absolute ultimate professionals, aren't they? They really are.
Yeah,
don't
absolutely.
mess about.
Like, live for this stuff as well. Train for it.
Oh, this is
of
they
course.
fucking get a proper boner when they fucking. Whoever got that phone call, like, fucking wait.
Yeah.
Right, lads, we're in.
We're in.
Yeah, I bet they absolutely love it.
Imagine all the other teams that didn't get the phone call and they're like, you bastard.
Yeah.
I reckon
bet
they're all
they
sat around the table and that one phone rings. They just wait for it. It rings and they all look at each other and go,
Let's go
We're in
time,
there.
boys.
Oh, yeah.
They're all
They're all high-fiving each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. Fucking we're in.
Mock-ups were designed, and contingencies and scenarios were put to the test. And in addition to direct action, the SAS studied and memorized the faces of each gunman by using copies of their passports. The SAS snuck onto the roof of the embassy and began planting gear, unlocking skylights, and attaching ropes to chimneys and various access points to increase their points of entrance.
To think that you can do that in front of the whole world, sneak onto the roof, and I know people were aware of a presence and things,
Yeah.
but I think that's
Especially when you got some fucking nutcase underneath with arms.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
grenades and stuff. But the fact that they can be so prepared and get in position days before
They
all
know
of
the
it.
drill, don't they?
Yeah,
They
it's
fucking know the
amazing.
drill. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the press were briefed not to
Not
show
it,
pictures
yeah.
anyway on the roof.
It doesn't show them getting on the roof, does it?
No, no.
I don't remember
They
that
never would
anyway.
have done that anyway,
No.
would they?
It'd just be some dickhead with a camera phone now going.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Get on a camera
You can't
phone,
go in there without a key.
put it on
Yeah.
social media and stuff like that. It'd be a lot more difficult to do these days, wouldn't it?
I think it
Something
won't
like
fucking take this long, though, either.
No,
It wouldn't be a day 3.
it'd have to
Yeah.
be. It'd have to be ended quick.
It'd be like 3rd hour.
Yeah, crack on. Yeah.
Lights and attaching ropes to chimneys and various access points to increase their points of entrance should others fail. And by day 6, 3 more non-Iranian hostages are released. But the tensions continue to rise within the embassy, and Mohammed begins to lose his mind. He phoned negotiators making crazy demands that he would kill his first hostage in 45 minutes unless they got him on the line with an Arab ambassador. Abbas Lavasani, the embassy's chief press officer, was shot and killed by Mohammed. His body was placed outside the embassy's doors as proof, and Thatcher authorized the British Army to take over and make an example of what happens to people who try to fuck around in England.
Yeah, I want to hear that phrase again. It's so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when you know it's all over. Negotiations are over
Yeah,
as
that's
soon
it.
as you've shot someone.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Any
You
chance
just got to
of
go in there, then, haven't you? And
yeah,
you know,
and
can't take any chances.
any chance of I want a helicopter on the roof with a pilot and blah blah blah. I mean, that's not going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
But if there ever was a small chance, you've just blown it. It's gone away.
Yeah.
His chief press officer was shot and killed by Mohammed. His body was placed outside the embassy's doors as proof, and Thatcher authorized the British Army to take over and make an example of what happens to people who try to fuck around in England.
Fuck around all you want now. No one gives a shit.
The operators broke off into 2 teams. Red team was tasked with storming the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floor from the roof, while blue team was tasked with storming the ground floors from the garden and working their way up. And both teams set out to breach simultaneously, to hit the gunmen with speed, surprise, and violence of action. And at 7:23 p.m., the team arrived, and journalists, news reporters, and news anchors were stunned to witness masked men wielding MP5s virtually take over the embassy on live TV. Red team immediately found themselves facing problems. Warrant Officer Thomas Goodyear became stuck while abseiling from the roof. Red team operators, failing to synchronize their breach with blue team, desperately smash in the windows and deploy stun grenades and CS gas into the building. But the CS gas ignites a window curtain, lighting the gas mask of Sergeant Tommy Palmer on fire. Palmer rips off his mask and continues to push forward through the CS gas, leading his team into the building, with or without his PPE. Palmer exits the room and spots a gunman pouring kerosene on the floor. He squeezes the trigger of his MP5, but it fails to discharge. The gunman spots Palmer and runs towards a conference room with a hand grenade, but Palmer quickly transitions to his sidearm and kills the gunman with a single shot. Within the conference room, 3 gunmen begin indiscriminately shooting into the hostages, just as the SAS breach the room. The gunmen kill 1 hostage and wound several others, and as the SAS moves in, the gunmen cease fire and hide among the hostages. One attempts to throw a grenade, but is immediately shot by the SAS, and another attempts to detonate a grenade, but meets the same fate on behalf of the SAS. The operators clear out the conference room, not knowing that a 3rd gunman is still hiding among the hostages. Meanwhile, blue team breaches the 1st floor, taking out reinforced windows with explosives, and as they move on, they discover Mohammed holding a pistol to the head of PC Trevor Locke, as Mohammed got the better of him after Trevor Locke tackled Mohammed at the beginning of the SAS operation. One operator shoves PC Trevor Locke, knocking both Mohammed and Trevor Locke backwards. As Mohammed stumbles and becomes inches separated from PC Trevor Locke, another SAS operator smokes him with a burst of his MP5. Red team and blue team begin clearing the building and evacuating hostages. And while evacuating hostages down a stairwell, one SAS operator immediately recognized the hidden gunman within the group of hostages, whom he remembered from his passport photo. He struck the man over the head with his MP5. The gunman reached for a grenade, and 2 more SAS operators shot him as he was still falling to the ground. The remaining hostages are escorted into the garden, where they await to be identified and triaged for injuries. One of 6 gunmen survive and makes it into the garden, hiding among the hostages. But the SAS spot him and take him into custody.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that guy does that now. He gets like fucking £400 fine and a fucking 6 month suspended sentence. Right?
Yeah, we've talked before, haven't we, about the leniency of some sentences meted out over here sometimes.
I think something so public, though, you made an example of.
Are you?
I think so. But also, we've got a...
Knife crime doesn't seem to be deterring anyone.
That's true.
Yeah.
But if it was someone famous committed a knife crime, then they'd get nailed to the wall.
Yeah.
Got to make a public example.
Still surprised that guy was arrested, actually, the last one in the garden.
Rather than fucking bullied.
Yeah, you think, people that are obviously trying to take hostages out like that, you think, don't ask questions, just,
exactly.
send them on the way sort of thing.
Well, it's a proper tactic, isn't it, to mingle with the hostages,
Yeah,
pretend you're one of
yeah.
them to get out. So, I mean, it's standard stuff. They're going to be prepared for that.
Well, I was just say he's fucking one of them.
I was going to say, you thought he was right, so he's all pointing at him.
My wife, she's got a grenade.
After 17 minutes, all but one of the hostages are rescued. The crime scene is turned over to police, and before the SAS return to Hereford, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher arrives on the scene to personally thank the men for their successful mission. PC Trevor Locke was considered a hero for his actions. He was awarded the George Medal, the United Kingdom's second highest civil honor. Warrant Officer First Class Tommy Goodyear was awarded the Queen's Gallantry Medal for his part in the assault. The gunman captured alive by the SAS was sentenced to life in prison and has since been released on parole as of 2008. The SAS showcased to the world that there are certain levels to the game, and law enforcement agencies and military units worldwide reimagined what's possible.
Nice.
Yeah, the guy who got released in 2008, but he's living on fucking state benefits in a house all paid for.
Over here somewhere.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if this was before we had there's like a joint enterprise law now, isn't there, where if you're... Is it joint enterprise? It's something like that, where if you're part of a group and someone within that group kills someone, you can be done for the murder as well.
Well, they did it with a baby kid who's blew up the arena.
With his brother.
His brother got done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I'm just thinking that the hostage taker who got 28 years in prison, I wonder what he did time for. Because if it was pre that, he may not have got done for the murders. Because someone else pulled the trigger. Whereas nowadays, they could... Every single one of them
they
is
would
a
have
murderer.
been, they would have been tied with the same brush, wouldn't they? Well, so, you know what I mean? They would have been complicit. Well, just as much. Well, yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Yeah. But I mean, what an incredible job, though. I mean, there's 20 odd people in there, and
17 minutes.
Just one got killed. Well, one before they stormed it, and I think just one during it. I mean, no one wants to see any loss of life, but that's incredible, that is, isn't it? Really, because they were armed to the teeth, these guys, weren't they? And to take them all out like that, it's absolutely amazing.
From an intelligence point of view, you probably would want one alive, so you can figure out if there's more cells around the country.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Possibly. Then he hangs himself in prison.
I mean,
it's like, oh well.
I'm guessing if he was in the garden, he's just got his hands up like that. Then I don't suppose there's much they can do apart from arrest him. But,
if he's potentially, well, we don't know that, do we?
Well, that's what I mean. We don't know the circumstances of the arrest, but it's a shame if he was doing that and he wasn't running away, because he might have legitimately been able to.
You just say to him once he's got his hands up, you say with your right hand, touch your right pocket, and then as soon as he goes down, he's got a gun.
How's your left hand?
Well, that's it. That's why. It's stage left and stage right.
Anyway, it's good. They do good videos, doesn't he, Popo, man?
Great.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.